The sunlight hits the Ebro River, shattering into 1,000 golden needles across the surface. You stand at the very edge of the vineyard, where the heat radiates off the dry earth. A worker moves slowly down the rows, shears flashing as he carefully prunes the Tempranillo vines, shaping the future of this harvest. The air is thick with the scent of rich, sun-baked soil and the quiet promise of growth. You leave the open light behind, stepping into the cool, low-ceilinged dark of the cellar. Here, the temperature drops instantly. Thousands of oak barrels line the walls, stacked high into the shadows. You walk the narrow aisle, the floor damp underfoot, listening to the silence of the cellar. Each barrel is a vessel of time, holding a vintage that will soon travel from this quiet sanctuary to tables across the globe. The aging process is soundless, patient, and absolute. You reach out, your palm resting against the curved, cool wood of a cask. Inside, the Marqués de Riscal is waiting. The legacy of Spain is not just in the bottle, but in the slow, steady transformation happening in the dark all around you. The landscape shifts abruptly. The lush greenery of the Ebro Valley gives way to the rugged, unforgiving terrain of Ribera del Duero. Here, the ground is not soft, but hard, rocky, and unforgiving. The vines do not grow easily. They are forced to dig deep, pushing their roots through stones to find moisture. It is a harsh environment that dictates every aspect of the wine. You walk between the rows, the sound of gravel crunching under your boots. A winemaker stands ahead, motionless, examining a single cluster of Tinto Fino grapes. He does not rush. He turns the cluster, checking the color, the tension of the skin, and the sugar levels against the fading afternoon light. This is the birthplace of Vega Sicilia Unico. Every step in this process is slow, calculated, and stripped of excess. There is no room for error when the soil is this demanding. The winemaker nods, satisfied, and releases the vine. He knows the weight of the prestige that rests on this harvest. It is a quiet, intense labor where the power of the land is finally captured through the sheer discipline of the human hand. The horizon tilts. You have arrived in the dramatic, steep terraces of Priorat in Catalonia. The ground beneath your feet is not soil, but dark, fractured slate that glitters under the harsh sun. You begin the climb, gripping the narrow, winding paths that cut across the hillside. This is not a casual walk. Every step demands balance, as the slope drops away sharply beside you. You watch the workers moving along these extreme inclines, hauling crates with rhythmic, straining effort. Their muscles tense with every lift, navigating the jagged stone that defines this landscape. The air here is sharp, stripped of the valley's humidity, carrying only the faint scent of crushed minerals. It is grueling work, a constant battle against the gradient of the mountain. Yet, this extreme environment forces the vines into a state of survival, concentrating their essence into tiny, dark berries. You reach the summit, looking out over the terraced maze. This is where the intensity of L'Ermita is forged. The wine is not just produced, it is extracted from the resistance of the mountain itself. Each glass poured from these slopes carries the weight of the climb, the heat of the slate, and the undeniable victory of a harvest earned through sheer physical endurance. The landscape drops away, leaving the mountains behind for the cooling expanse of the Rías Baixas coast. Here, the air changes instantly. The sharp, dry heat of the interior is replaced by a brisk, salty Atlantic breeze that sweeps across the Albarino vines. You watch as a bottle of white wine is pulled from a bucket of ice, condensation beating on the glass, ready to be poured at a nearby seaside tavern. It is a moment of crisp, immediate refreshment. But the journey continues inland, following the scent of aging wood. You cross into the historic bodegas of Jerez, where the atmosphere shifts again, thick with the smell of yeast and damp oak. In the dim light, you see the traditional Solera system. Casks are stacked in intricate, towering rows. This is a practice of patience, where wines are blended over decades to reach a singular, complex profile. From the light, salt-kissed whites of the coast to the deep, layered history within these dark cellars, the diversity of the craft is absolute. You walk the length of the silent rows, listening to the faint echo of footsteps on the stone floor, witnessing how the land dictates not just one style, but an entire spectrum of human ingenuity. The final light of the day stretches across the rows. You stand at the edge of the vineyard, the earth still radiating the day's heat. You lift a glass of deep red, holding it steady against the golden arc of the setting sun. The liquid catches the light, swirling with a dark, velvet intensity that mirrors the landscape itself. Watch how the colors shift from ruby to garnet as the glass tilts. This wine is more than a drink. It is the culmination of the river, the slate, the breeze, and the decades of patience you have witnessed across these regions. It is a testament to the land's endurance and the hands that shaped it. You take a breath, the air cooling as the shadows lengthen between the vines. Every bottle tells a story, but only one speaks to your own palate. Which of these regions calls to you? Which terrain do you see yourself walking? Leave your answer in the comments below. The journey through the heart of Spain's legacy ends here, but the experience continues with every pour. Subscribe for more deep dives into the world of wine and the people who define it.